Today we are going to be showing you the Tupperware Mandoline. You can see I've got the apples here. I'm going to be slicing them up in just a little bit to show you how well this works. But before I do, I'm going to go over the different parts of the mandolin and show you what it comes with, and then also show you the safety features of this. If you've ever used a mandolin before or seen a mandolin, you know it's got very sharp blades, so the safety features are very important on these, which is why I really like to focus on them. But before we get into it, let me just show you the parts. So you have the mandolin itself, which is right here. It has these legs that fold down for easy storage, and then you have the blade holder, which you can fit both blades in here. So they just slide in and out just like that. And actually, it helps if I put them in the correct way. So I can slide it in like that, and I can actually take the blade off of here, and it can slide down in here with this one as well, and they can both store together, or you can store it with one in the mandolin and one underneath here. But either way, this will actually lock in place underneath here so that it all sits nice and flat and takes up as little space as possible in your pantry or cupboard or wherever you decide to store it in your kitchen. So I usually typically leave the straight blade in it because that's the one that I use the most. That's the one that I'm going to demo for you today. But it does come with the straight blade, and then it comes with the wavy blade. So that's going to be used for making like your crinkle, like if you want to make some ruffle chips style chips, or some waffle fries, or some curly fries. You're going to use that blade for that, but we're not going to be using that one today. And then this is your hand guard. So the hand guard is literally used, you take, in this case, an apple or a potato, and you stick it with these, it's got these little spikes in here. You stick it with that, and then you utilize the plunger to ensure that the apple or potato stays in contact with the mandolin as you're running it over. You'll see me do that in a minute, but that's going to protect your hand and keep your hand away from the blades, which are extremely sharp and can cut you very easily. So you want to make sure you utilize this. Don't be that person that sits there and goes, "Oh, I'm fine doing it on my own with my hand," and then before you know it, you've cut your hand. So definitely utilize the safety features that it has. And then the other thing it comes with, it comes with this nifty little card that is it's plastic. So you can get stuff on it, you can wipe it off and clean it easily, but it comes with the directions of how to make the different cuts, and with both blades. So you can see how to make your different cuts with both blades, and if you forget how to do it, you've got that for easy reference, and you can just throw that into your drawer with all your utensils or whatever, and then just pull it out as needed. So let me go over some of the safety features. So we've got the kickstand here that makes it at a nice angle, which is good for cutting, but that also, when you get the correct angle, it makes it less likely that you're going to be holding it weird and then you end up cutting yourself. I've seen other mandolins that require you to hold one end while you do it, and then you end up trying to fight against the weight of what you're putting on there, and you end up possibly cutting yourself. So that wouldn't be good. Then one of the other safety features is you'll see on these two little turn knobs, we've got a little lock on both of them. So when both of those are in the lock position, it becomes basically impossible to cut yourself on this thing, because all the blades are in a spot where they cannot actually be used. So if I run my hand here, my hand's not going to come in contact with that blade. And also the blades that pop up through these holes are completely in the down position, so my hand's not going to hit those as well. What I'm going to do though is I'm going to show you what happens when I lower this. So I'm going to use this knob right here, which you see has a whole bunch of different settings on it. And you'll notice that as I move it, it lowers this down. So as I lower it down, it makes this blade become usable. So you're adjusting the thickness of how thick you want that cut to be. So I'm going to go ahead and lower it down all the way though, so that I can show you the blades that come up through right here. You'll notice too that now that it's lower, my hand's not coming anywhere near that blade because I don't feel like getting cut. It is extremely sharp. I cannot stress that enough. So, but if I rotate this other knob here, I'm going to bring up the first set of blades. So this set of blades, they're actually going to be used for making a thicker cut fry, or if you're doing little squares, you can cut little squares with them. There's a couple different methods you can utilize, which the card here shows you how to do. And then if I rotate it again, you'll notice that there's a lot more of those little blades that stick up. Now that's going to make it for a thinner fry. So it depends on what you're trying to accomplish with the mandolin. Today we're just going to be doing slices. So I'm going to lower those back down, and then I'm going to raise this up a little bit here. And the reason I'm going to do that is I want relatively thin slices on these apples, because what we like to do with our apples is we slice them up and then we throw them in a dehydrator. And then once they're in the dehydrator, it dries them out and it makes them into apple chips. So then once you have them all dried out, you actually have a really long shelf life. Depending on what you are dehydrating, you can have up to a 15-year shelf life. So you don't have to worry about them going bad on you on the shelf. Not that we have them that long. We eat them too much to be able to do that, but it at least makes it so that you don't have to worry about your food going bad, just so you can have a healthy snack. So let me go ahead and show you real quick. You see I've got the apple in here and it's all ready to go. So I'm literally just going to run it over that blade, and I just apply gentle pressure with the plunger so that each time I run over the blade, I know I'm getting a nice complete cut of the apple. And then with that last one, you don't want to be that person that goes, oh, I can get that and I'll be fine. So make sure you utilize this to finish that cut if you need to. And then I'm going to pull out this last one here and show you the finished product. So the finished product, you can see you've got nice thin sliced apples. Or if you want to make potato chips, you can do potato chips as well. Or like I said, waffle fries. You can make a cube cut. You can make a crinkle cut. So there's all sorts of things you can do with it. You don't have to just use it with apples and potatoes. But those are just some of the things that you can do. Let me put this in the lock position again, because it's I'm done showing the slicing the apples. So, but you can see how quick I went through that too. That took no time at all. So even if you're inexperienced with using it, as long as you follow the safety tips I had there, you will be able to really utilize this to the full extent of its capabilities, and to be able to be safe in the process too. So that way you can slice up things with confidence, but feel safe while you do it as well. Because I know a lot of people out there just aren't necessarily as comfortable with a knife. So this gives you ability to get those slices without having to utilize a knife. And that is the Tupperware Mandoline.